This game is straight bro. I don't wanna play anymore. I'm about to have a stroke. Blood pressure got me on the ropes. Yelling at the screen, but nobody's really there. I can hear the lead, but nobody really cares. Man, this game is a joke. It's a motherfucking joke. But who's laughing though?
Ooh, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy, One Star Weakfoot, and we are back for another player review. And today we're going to review this 95 flashback, end of an era, whatever you want to call it, Fernando Torres. And this card looks like an absolute animal. And the best part is it only requires an 84 rated squad. So if you don't even want to do him, like let's say you don't even want the card, he's just really useful as SBC fodder if you don't like the card. He's 6'1". He has the medium work rates. He has a 4-star weak foot with 3-star skill moves. I played 7 games in the weekend league with him. I got 6 goals and 1 assist. And speaking of the weekend league, man, I'm just going to talk about it real quick. What the hell is this gameplay? This gameplay has been absolutely shocking again. I've been complaining about the gameplay now for a week and a half. And it just feels like no matter when I play, no matter what game mode I play, the gameplay is just broken. It's just so delayed, so laggy. I'm feeling like I can't really, no matter what I do, get a fair chance at like really getting good gameplay. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I have to do. I've reset my router. I've reset my PS4. I've done so many different things to try to get the gameplay to be good, but it's just not good. So I'm thinking it's something on EA's part. Let me know in the comment section down below if the gameplay has been bad for you guys, but I don't think I'm playing 30 games a weekend league this week. I just can't do it. It's not mentally healthy for me to play with this kind of gameplay. And I'm not using it as an excuse because I'm losing more than usual. It's just bad. I mean, I don't mind losing the game if the losses are against good players that outplay me genuinely. It's fine. But if I'm losing because the gameplay is so slow that I can't really do much, then we have a problem here. But yeah, I'm going to stop my rant there. Before we go any further, if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Now let's look at this card a little bit closer. So, he has 94 pace. His acceleration could use a little bit of work, but his sprint speed is almost maxed out. His shooting stats are mental. I mean, 99 shot power, 98 attack positioning, the finishing and the long shots are there. The volleys are there if you want to flick it up to yourself and abuse that broken mechanic. Yo, this card's it for you. His passing stats are good and bad. He has the vision, the short pass, the long passing, but his long passing... Wait, did I say long passing twice? I meant to say curve. But his long passing is absolutely dreadful. 59 long passing. No matter what chem style you're using on it, it's always going to be a bad stat of his. His dribbling stats look decent. He has the agility, the ball control, the dribbling, really high. But his balance is very low. We're going to see if that plays a factor in how he plays in game. His physical stats are very nice. 95 strength, 99 jumping. This guy's going to be an absolute monster. But his 79 stamina does leave something to be desired, especially at this stage of the game. I do want somebody with at least 85 stamina, even if he's a striker. 79 stamina just doesn't seem to cut it anymore. But yeah, let's jump into the gameplay. I'll be right back. All right, so according to Footbin, this card's going to cost you 70,000 coins on the PS4 market to complete the SBC Untradeable. Is he worth that money? I got to say, absolutely. And it's on both ends, right? He's 70k for a 95 rated card. That's a great value. And he's 70k for a card that's very good in game. Let me break down the stats so you know exactly what to expect from this card. So, he has 94 pace, and in game he feels pretty quick, all right? He does feel a little slow on the acceleration side at times, especially when the gameplay is delayed. But he's not really slow, I would say. And he does have enough pace to beat the defensive line. And the best part about him is not only does he have the pace, he has the strength too. So if you send a through ball in behind for him, he will beat the defensive line, and then he will hold the defender off when they catch up to him. I really enjoy this guy's combination of pace and physical. And pace-wise, I do got to give him an 8.5 out of 10. He's pretty quick. Now let's talk about shooting. And the first thing you're going to notice about this card, which I say about a lot of these Team of the Season-esque cards, is his attack positioning. He's very good attack positioning-wise. I didn't really notice his medium work rates being an issue. He's always in the right place at the right time. He's always making the runs at the right time. And he makes intelligent runs. He's always in dangerous areas, and I really appreciate that about the card. His shot power is also very noticeable. Every time I took a shot, it tested the keeper just because of the shot power alone. His finishing, I would say, is very good. I wouldn't say it's elite, all right? He's not the kind of person that's going to finish you the half chances like a Havertz, like a Neymar, like a Ronaldo will. He's just a step below that, and that's no slight on his finishing because it's still very good in its own regard. I think where his finishing does tend to let him down is like in those shots where you have to get a shot off real quick. And it's because of two reasons. Well, one reason really. He has low balance, right? So when you have to get a shot off really quick, he tends to kind of take a little bit longer than other more agile players. And it tends to really mess up his finishing because it puts him in worse positions to finish. Not only that, I noticed that with the low balance players, when they shoot low drivens, they're less accurate. Unless you really take the time to put him in position. But when the gameplay is bad, do you really have that time to put him in position? Yeah, unless you put him in position or like take your time taking the shot, he's going to scuff the low drivens that other more agile players will tend to make. So that's why I really noticed his finishing not being elite, and it does let him down from time to time, especially in the late gameplay. His long shots were very accurate, and I would say overall his shooting, it's a 9 out of 10. It's very good, just a shot off being elite. Now let's talk about his passing, and I would say his passing is good and bad as you would expect by the stats. Let's talk about the good first. His short passing in tight areas is very nice, all right? He's definitely a nice playmaker in the Giroud, in the Benzema mold, meaning that if you want a striker to bring other people into the play in tight areas, this is your guy. However, if you wanted to spray long passes, which I don't know why you'd buy Torres to bring long passes into your team, but let's say you want to do that, don't do that, all right? His long passes are decent. I mean, more decent than you would expect given the 59 long passing stat, but they're nothing special and they will let you down, especially in those games where you need to make every pass count. He's not going to be able to get those long passes in for you. However, I don't think anybody's bringing this striker card in to put in long passes, so I got to give his passing an 8.5 out of 10. It's very solid, especially from what you need out of the card. Now let's talk about his dribbling. And like I said, his balance stat does let him down, all right? In and around the box, when you want to get tight, when you want to get shots off at tight areas, he just doesn't cut it, all right? He takes a little bit longer than more agile players, like I said, to get the shot off, which lets him down. It also affects his low driven, I noticed. I noticed this with a lot of players like Socrates, players with really good shooting, but are tall and have lower balance. They do tend to mess up their shots from time to time because of the balance. It's something that you do have to take into consideration when you're using a card like this. That being said, for a big man, this guy's very good on the ball. He is relatively agile. I mean, he can actually dribble a little bit. You know, you could beat a defender or two, but I wouldn't overly dribble with him because he does, he does feel heavy to maneuver in tight areas, and I wouldn't really make that your bread and butter if you're using this card. However, he does keep the ball very close to his body. He has very good close control, especially for a bigger player. The other thing I got to mention with his dribbling is his lack of 4-star skill moves. I wish he could La Croqueta. I wish he could do other kinds of skill moves that 4-star skillers can do, but he can't. That being said, you're not bringing this card into skill or to overly commit to dribbling, so I wouldn't really think that's much of a con in its own regard. Overall, I gotta give his dribbling an 8 out of 10. It's very solid, especially for a big man, but that's about it. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about this card's physical. And I would say his physical, in some regards, is amazing, all right? His strength at 95 is definitely noticeable in game, especially because he's 6'1". He has a bigger body type. Defenders just bounce off him. And even when he gets dispossessed, like let's say you're dribbling, you get caught overcommitting to the dribble, and the guy puts a tackle in, he tends to be able to really use his body to turn and shield and still get to the second bounce of that ball and retain possession in that way. Also, he's very effective at shielding the ball in general. So if you have him and you're in a tight area, I would err on the side of shielding rather than dribbling because you're not going to beat many men with his dribbling. However, you can shield off almost anybody in the game with his strength. Next we're gonna talk about his jumping, and if you like to cross the ball, this guy's gonna be a treat. He has almost maxed out heading accuracy, he has maxed out jumping, and aerially, he's one of the best cards I've used on this game. He's just as good as Edison Cavani's Team of the Season card, just as good as Ronaldo in the air, and it's definitely an asset to bring into your team, especially if you have the 5-star skillers on the wings, and you're abusing the El Tronado crosses, or you're abusing the flicked up crosses. This guy will finish those chances 10 times out of 10. The place where his physical lets him down, though, is his stamina. It's a joke. They give this guy 79 stamina, and it makes him unusable in the sense that you're going to need to sub him. Even if you play him at striker, stay forward, 79 stamina just isn't enough at this stage of the game, and it kind of ruins this card as far as longevity and lasting longer into the game. You just can't have him in the game all game, and you're going to have to burn the sub if you use this card. Overall, I do got to give his physical a 9 out of 10. Minus the stamina, this guy's physical is pretty much perfect. So overall, what would I rate this card? I would say this card is an 8.5 out of 10. He's a very fun card to bring in, especially if you're a Liverpool fan, especially if you're a fan of Torres, you're a Spain fan. This guy's very usable in Weekend League. He has the pace, he has the physical especially, he has the aerial threat, and he has the finishing. Where he does lack, like I said, is the dribbling aspect. I mean, like I said, he has good close control, but he just doesn't have the agility and balance to beat defenders on a consistent basis. His short passing in and around the box is very good, but his long passing does let him down, and his stamina is just not what I'm looking for out of a end game card. However, as far as value for money, I would say it's a 10 out of 10. You definitely got to bring him in. Just for SBC fodder, just for super sub purposes, because I imagine this guy would be a great super sub. I would say this guy's worth it for that alone. So that's going to be my, what do you call it? End of an era Fernando Torres review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. But until then,